I beat Dark Souls, so now I'm going to share the tips that help me get through the game, or things that my mentors taught me to deal with Ornstein and Smough. So, spoilers for the Ornstein and Smough's boss fight. If you don't want to know how I dealt with them, now's the time to back out. The first thing you need to do is have this soul. My strategy goes around having the soul and making the boss sword. So if you've already spent your soul, this walkthrough isn't going to be the best for you. You also need to get the ember in the chest that's behind the butcher in the depths and give it to this guy, and you can do this pretty much any time. So this boss fight was kicking my butt, and I said, mentors, how do I beat them? And my mentor said, I know exactly what you should do. You should make this sword because they are weak to fire, and it is just an awesome sword. You go back to the place with the giant painting, and then you keep fighting these guys, and you just hope that they drop a painting guardian sword, because this is a curved sword, which you need to make that boss sword. Which I originally planned to make this a circuit of fighting these guys, but I got really lucky and they dropped one on my first circuit round. Then you come back to this guy when you've given him the large ember. Then you reinforce painting guardian sword to be level 5. Then you go to that menu option and make it a level 6. And then you go back to reinforcing it to a level 10. Then you go back to the giant blacksmith where you can modify the weapon from a painting guardian 10 to the Furysword. And if you're struggling to get the painting guardian sword up to level 10 because you need the large shards, he also sells those shards, and I had made this a circuit for a while to earn all those shards. And if you're like, I do not want to go up and down this fortress, this is what I recommend. Having the homeward spell, do not check in to Andre the Blacksmith's bonfire, and this way you can go straight back up without having to battle the axes. So as long as you freed this guy from the depths, you'll find him here where he'll sell you the homeward spell. You also need a talisman to be able to use it, and you have to have your faith at level 18, but I highly recommend this spell. You will need to stop by a bonfire to attune the magic to be able to use homeward spell, but I recommend doing it up at a up-high bonfire and not below the fortress. Alright, finally back to fighting the boss. So first I come away this way to take down this guy. You want to have taken humanity at the last bonfire, so that way we can summon Solaire to help us to fight the boss. And now that huge giant soldier wants to join in on the fight, but if you watch my other one, Stair Exploits, you'll know he won't be able to join us. Only the smaller knight can come up here. I also bought heal off of the guy that sells the homeward spell, because heal lets me heal without using my flask, so I can save all of my flask for the boss fight. So a frustrating thing about Solaire is, like, he will waste so much of his health fighting these big giant knights, and he could be wiped out before you even get to the white door. This has been the best run through of getting him from there to the white door without him losing much health. I tried to look on YouTube to find somebody who would show you how to get Solaire from his summon point to this point without him losing all his health, and I could not find anyone that showed me a decent video. So that is why I am sharing this part of my video of how I managed to get him from his summon point to the white door without really losing much health. And I did discover you have to have Solaire right by the white door or he can get left behind, and you really want him to help you on this fight. So he's close enough to enter, and now he can help me fight the bosses. And I just love how this sword looks. This has been one of my favorite swords in the game. So you often want to play ring around the pillar with the big guy because it can keep him from hitting you or lunging for you. And I've personally found it easier to go after the little one or have Solaire help you fight the little one, because you can play ring around the pillar with the big guy. And look, Solaire has a lot of health left to help me fight this, because before he would either die on the other fight or he would barely have any health. So this is the highest I've had Solaire's health going into this part of the fight. And I'm able to help fight with Solaire against this guy. So I did just lose Solaire, so this fight is all on me now. So you just guide him to the pillar and play ring around the pillar with the guy. Then it's about working on the timing on keeping him back with the pillar and when to rush him to swing your sword. My mentors always yelled at me, "It's just learning their pattern. Just watch them and see their pattern, and that's all you have to do." When he swings his hammer down like that, it's always the perfect time to heal. And it's like I'm so close to defeating him. I don't want to lose now. And it just made me so paranoid. I'm so close. I don't want him to kill me. And when I have him almost dead. And finally, victory is mine!